So, welcome back to Speak on Stage with Dave Crane. That's me, Dave Crane. I almost forgot my name then. Welcome to another video podcast and also a great interview with a dear friend of mine who's going to share with us what the Hercules Trophy is all about. Now, if you've never come across a Hercules Trophy and you don't know about the ultimate in team building, then just watch this video. The sun goes down here at Al Sahara on the very first Hercules Trophy. We brought everybody together. It was the most amazing event. Over 30 teams took part in over 12 challenges. Many of them breaking records, nobody thankfully breaking bones, but there were a few sprained ankles and wrists. Which is all part of the game and all part of the fun. Now the question is, where are you going to be next year? Are you going to get yourself down here and join in? Bring your staff, bring your team, and bring your sense of adventure. And you could be taking part in the Hercules Trophy 2023. We'll be waiting for you. Register your interest at herculestrophy.ae. Will you be the one who wins the trophy? Amazing, isn't it? And yes, that was me. And now joining us is Yves Vekemans, who's also the president and founder of the Hercules Trophy. Yves, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Dave. Good to see you, my friend.
It's an absolute pleasure. Now, the thing is, after the pandemic, the world's kind of all over the place. Everyone's faking it and saying, we're fine. But certain things have changed and certain things haven't. Now, the Hercules Trophy, we'll be talking about the origins and how it all came about in a moment. But it's kind of like the antidote that every CEO or owner of a big business needs to consider if they want to have an office full of happy staff again.
True. So we see that the pandemic changed a lot on the work floor. A lot of good things, but also we forgot about a few good things also, and so they have to come back. And what we see is that a lot of people thought, okay, great, we can now do homeworking for the rest of our lives. Because the technology is there and it's working and I'm fine and I'm handling it now with my family and the kids, and I made it work, thank God. It was a big change, and I think it was also a very necessary change because way too many people were losing focus and time in traffic jams and wherever. So I think that's a really, really good thing. People are more focused now, more happy, I think, because when we did surveys, for example, about what is your biggest issue when it comes to engagement for your company, most of them, the majority said, I cannot work from home. That was one of the big things. Now, okay, that's all sorted. Now the problem is that people have forgotten that we're social creatures, and so that innovation and teamwork are crucial to grow because that makes us different. That differentiates us from an elephant. We work together, and yes, working from home behind your screen is a way of communication. But I believe that there is a lot more. Well, it's not just me. We see that there also has to be energy exchange, and you cannot do that through a screen where you just see the head and that's it. We need to feel, see each other, touch each other. But that's not going to happen. They need to be in the dressing room together and cheering each other, etc. And that's where the magic happens. And you see that a lot of people have forgotten about that. A lot of people are a little bit still afraid they have forgotten how to be social. But with a few not simple, but with a few tricks, it will come back. We see it from every business leader now. Their biggest concern is well-being and engagement. Biggest concern, number one priority now for the past 2 years already. Yeah? Number one, we want to keep our people. We want to make them happy. If they work from home all the time, their well-being is not always good. So they're really, really concerned on, okay, how can we bring that engagement, team feeling, breakthrough team? How can we rebuild that? Because it's not going to happen from home.
Let's take us back little bit in time, Eve. When you first started the Hercules Trophy, because we've known each other for years, I've been working with you for years. But what was the thing? What was the catalyst that made you realize actually there's a need for a better type of team building, and I think I know what's going to work?
Yeah. Well, I in fact experienced a sporting day in a sports club where I was president. It was a squash club, and they organized every year a sporting day to raise some funds for the club. And there I saw for the first time, it was a little bit of a Hercules trophy, let's say, of course, but more a sporting day. But there I saw the power of having fun, gamification, doing different challenges in diverse teams. That's where I felt, oh my God, this is something. That's Then I had too many beers, and the day after. Well, during those beers, a dear friend of mine said, "Okay, what do you want to achieve in life?" And I said, "You know what? I want to organize the Olympics for companies." And he gave me even more beers and more beers, and he laughed. It's a whole other story. And the day after, I made a business plan. So that's when it started. The day after I made a business plan, 3 days later, I rented the biggest venue of Belgium with no money. And yeah, 1 year later, the Hercules Trophy was born.
When you say that the Olympics for business, it just resonates. That's exactly what it is, because all the different it actually reminds me of something which I'm sure is not by accident. Just on Frontier, it's a knockout, which I used to watch when I was younger. Which for most people, I don't even know if they still do that anymore. But countries used to take on each other with lots of different challenging sporting events with big costumes and lots of balls being
Yeah,
thrown and water spilled and everything. But the magic was that nobody was brilliant at everything, and you had to work together to make it all come together, which is why the team building aspect of what Hercules does is so perfect.
yeah.
Now, you've done this all around the world. What have you found of the differences in the way that the teams come together in the different regions where you put the Hercules trophy on?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because in fact how it grew was because of the internationalization. So the first year there was this very big customer who participated with one team, and they said, Yves, I was still very young. They said, okay, Yves, I love this concept, and I want to do this just for my company. It was SAF Marine. I want to do this just for my company. Can you organize it? And by the way, I'm going to fly in teams from all over the world. Can you do this? I said, well, of course I can do this. I was still very naive, but I did it. But uh, it's at that very moment, it was in 2000, that I realized, oh my God, it's even not Belgium. Because Belgium is known for their festivals. I think we have the most festivals in the world. I think a festival every day. So we're very well known for that. But because of the whole international teams flying in from South America, really everywhere, everywhere where there is a port, there was submarine, so they flew them in. The atmosphere of all these nationalities, it was insane. It was insane, and it's at that moment that I actually realized, oh my God, sports really has the power to unite people, like Nelson Mandela said. Uh, Gamification, competition is a very universal language. We are competitive animals. We like to compete, and especially the ones who say I'm not competitive. I always watch out for those because they are very competitive. And that's when I realized, oh my God, this is something that needs to go way more global. And of course, Dubai is the perfect place because you have the most yeah, different nationalities here all working together on a crazy dream. So you attract also very specific people, well, very Herculean people. because Herculean has become a lifestyle. Also, you have to be a hero in your own life. Come on, guys, and you have to have fun, and you need to work in teams, and you need to connect, and so it has become a whole thing. Yeah, and no better place than Dubai, of course, than to do this. Yeah.
So when you're looking at the audience, they typically come along. They're fascinated by the idea, but they don't know what's going to happen. But they really want something to be exciting. Do you find that there's a level of resistance from people, or do they pretty soon realize that this is their opportunity to get things to work? Because it must also bring out the office politics. If people don't like each other, then will they like each other better when they're working together, or are they going to shout at each other worse, and all the nasty stuff comes out that's been sitting maybe behind the curtain for months?
Yeah. So we don't promise anything. It's not like, okay, after this event, all your troubles will be gone. But what we do see, and we are an amazing barometer to see which companies are doing well and which companies are not doing well. Or let's say which teams are doing well and which teams are not doing well. When we see teams at the Hercules Trophy, you can you can immediately feel the culture. What is the company all about? And there's no right or wrong, but it's very clear. The people who are in the teams, and that's something very bizarre. They become proud to represent their company. So it's not about them anymore. It's about the team, and it's just because they wear this t-shirt and they have their company flag and it's a competition and there's a leaderboard and the name of the company is there and there is a captain of the team. It's the whole thing. The whole gamification is very well thought of with a lot of details. It all of a sudden makes them proud. But I do agree with you. There are our biggest challenge always is to convince them to join the first time, because they hear Hercules, they associate that with, oh my god, we're gonna die. Yeah, sorry guys, I invented the name 20 years ago or 25 years ago, and Spartan didn't even exist yet. But now they associate it a lot with, oh, it's gonna be an obstacle race, and I'm gonna have to train for it, and I'm going to, and I'm going to do it with my colleagues. Oh my god, I'm gonna look like a fool. No, yeah, you're gonna look like a fool, but everybody will look like a fool. And so the moment, I mean, you were there in March with the last Hercules Trophy. I mean, it happens. The magic happens already in the first 15 minutes. I mean, you were there. The people were already dancing at 8:30 in the morning, and it's something magical that happens. I wrote a white paper on it, and I think it's really, we create resonance because of all the different little quirky gamification components and the whole atmosphere, and you of course being the host, and all the jokes, and that's what, yeah, that's where people are like, okay, this is well organized, I feel at ease, it's gonna be fun, everybody's gonna look like a fool, I'm okay, I have my team, I'm at ease. But it is true, so the yeah, convincing them for the first time is not always easy.
I guess it must work out the same kind of way as when a country, and this is a typical business model for countries, declare war on somebody else when you've got a political problem internally, and suddenly everyone's got no choice but to rally under the flag. So everyone behaves and starts playing together. I guess that's a knock-on effect that works brilliantly when you put the Hercules Trophy together and you've got 10, 15, 20 different teams competing. You cannot let office politics get in the way, because if you do, you've got a rival company across the way who are going to beat you. So it
Yeah.
must have an effect that makes people unify.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and especially, I mean, you still have teams who participate for the first time. They arrive still not realizing that it's a competition. You still have those people, and they arrive in the morning and they say, "Oh, there's a leaderboard. Of course, it's a competition." Oh, and then it kicks in. It really kicks in. It takes only a few minutes before it. Oh my God, and I can win. And the nice thing is, once they realize that they actually can win, because it's a team challenge, it's not your male testosterone guys who win this. No, 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 no. You need a very diverse team, a very good mix, male, female cultures, young, old, smart, stupid. I mean, you know what I mean. It's that's the point. A winning team is very diverse.
I've seen from many occasions, and just like you're saying about men and women being involved in the whole competition, in many occasions I've seen it where they're being led by a woman who's telling everybody where to stand, what to do, because she's worked it out. She's got all the moving pieces going on in her head, and you've got guys who might even be her boss who are just turning around and going, yep, that's the way to do it. She's in charge, forget it. Whatever she says
Yeah.
is exactly what we're going to do. Do you find that people fall into their office roles, their job descriptions, or do you find that very quickly some people are just excellent in a crisis
Yeah.
and step up and take charge?
Yeah. They actually step up. So you meet. I always say you meet. If you are in a team with a person one day at the Hercules Trophy, you really know that person. You really know, because you cannot hide. You there are emotions. I mean, you will be tired. And so there are a lot of things that, yeah, you cannot hide. It's you. Huh? How do you handle failure? How do you cheer your team on? It's, yeah, you cannot. And I had people, in fact, that's a negative story, who hired I have an amazing story in I don't know, in Holland, I think. uh, a CEO hired a new guy. The week before he starts, he says, you know what, you can participate in the Hercules Trophy. And he actually fired him during the Hercules Trophy. Yeah, 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 because he was extremely unpolite. He was, oh my God, he was really misbehaving. And he kicked him out, and he said, Yves, oh my God, thank you. You saved me so much money. That's a negative story, of course. Most of, I mean, 99% of the stories are super positive. Last year, I had a CEO here in Dubai who came to me and said, oh my God, we have this one person in our team, and I'm not going to say who, he or she doesn't speak a lot. Huh? And he said, oh my God, at the Hercules Trophy. It was a she, in fact, but doesn't matter. She took control, she communicated, she was cheering. Oh my God, a totally different person. And she's much more integrated in the team now. She gained a lot of respect. And oh my God, you really, yeah, you saved me, because I didn't know how to, yeah, make it happen.
When you've got the event on, I think we should really point out what the actual experience of going to the Hercules Trophy is. From the breakdown to when people arrive, to being challenged, to straight away get into the dancing mode so everyone loses their inhibitions. And then we put them against the clock and we send them out and we make them do stuff. Could you talk about the psychology behind what happens when they get there?
Yeah, what I believe strongly, but I cannot prove it. Huh? I'm a mathematician, so I think about your question all the time. Why do people go crazy on the Hercules show? Why is that? Because it's, I mean, anybody could do this, right? Because I'm the founder, of course, but no, not anybody can do this, apparently. And I think it's about emotional resonance. So you know resonance from physics, and you know the law of Einstein, and I really believe it's that. So everybody has their own frequency, and we bring them in a vibe. 15-minute challenge, 15-minute break, 15-minute challenge, 15-minute break. Everything is super, super timed, super well organized. To, I mean, you saw it again in March. You have these companies coming in, and 10 minutes later they're dancing with their colleagues. That is very unusual. That is not normal. I mean, there is always some, oh, I'm not gonna, no, they just start. And I think it's because of that, the emotional resonance that we create.
I agree with you completely. And when you find that people come along and they get involved in it and they start thinking differently, what are the skill sets that people suddenly learn that would be effective in the office afterwards?
I think, I mean, when it comes to the serious business of teamwork, I always believe in three words. If you want to create a breakthrough team, as it's called, I think, and I listen a lot to all the football coaches and all the coaches around the world. They all say the same thing. You need to go for wow, Hercules. Oh my God, I'm gonna do something that I've never done before. So you need to create that feeling of in a team, guys, we're gonna do something amazing. Yeah? So also at your work, if you're not gonna go for amazing, yeah, you don't need a dream team. So wow is important. The second thing is open communication. No office politics. There's a lot of things around open communication. So bring it on the table, etc. I mean, speak it out. In diversity, so open communication means, yeah, everybody can come from their angle, from and yeah, spit it out, and together we can create something better. Super difficult, open communication, especially in corporates where there's office politics. I'm not gonna tell my idea because, oh my God, or I have a great idea, but I'm not gonna, because my boss or whatever, or my colleague is gonna do this or is gonna steal it. So open communication crucial. You do that at Hercules Trophy. Yeah, there's a lot of communication there, a lot, because you have to do 12 challenges. And the last one is cheering each other to victory. And many people confuse that with, again, Hercules Trophy. Of course, you cheer each other to victory. But many people confuse that with, many people cheer at the wrong time. If somebody did something great, yeah, obviously you cheer. But you have to cheer when somebody is in trouble. Yeah, that's when you have a great team. And I see that so often in corporates, that they do, yeah, well done for winning that project or winning that project. Yeah, obviously, yeah. But it's so much more important if you see somebody struggle and overcoming something, even the smallest thing. If you then give them a tap on the shoulder, that's when you really let them grow, because everybody is in transition, everybody is in transformation, everybody is growing daily, and it's, you have to give them a tap when they grow.
I agree with you completely, and it's just like when you close a sale, you should celebrate it. Otherwise, you get used to mediocre results, and
Yeah.
it's something about your internal system, your neuro pathways. You've got to make it so when something's good, you buzz and you feel excited about the whole thing. So
Yes.
there'll be people watching this interview and thinking about the Hercules Trophy and thinking, well, I've got a company. What kind of company would you say, or what kind of decision maker would you say is the right person to apply to join the Hercules Trophy events? And what criteria do you look for and they should consider?
It depends on the size of the company. So small companies, it's always the CEO of the company.
How small is small? How big can a company be?
If you have 5 people, you can join. And that's the brilliant thing about the Hercules Trophy for small companies, because imagine that you are 30 people or 20 people or 50 people, and that's, let's say, a small company. Imagine that you need to find a team building event. It's impossible, because it always ends, oh, let's go to a bar and eat pizza or something, because it's impossible to find something that everybody loves. Here, really, everybody loves this, guaranteed. So for small companies, it's typically the CEO who says, you know what, it's a little bit my company day, it's my team building, it's a little bit everything, it's a celebration because there's an after party, and I'm connecting with other companies, by the way. So it's also networking, it's employer branding, it's so that's how they look at it. So it's mainly CEOs there. They don't have any HR people as small companies. And so if you look at the large companies, it's in fact any manager who has a team. You can just put it on your Visa card. I mean, it's not a super expensive thing. Any manager who is looking for an activity to connect the team is a potential customer. In fact, what you do see is in large companies. Of course, any manager could say, I do this, but what you do see is that large companies say, you know what, we are Microsoft. Okay, we're going to come with 5 teams and we're going to do some selections. because we cannot invite everybody. Yeah. And so there, the big companies, you see, it's more the marketeers deciding, less HR, by the way, because HR is always looking for solutions for everybody. Yeah. Which we also do, by the way. Yeah? We do also do private trophies, but it's more the marketing-ish people who get it, because they say, "Oh, our brand is there. We are Microsoft. We're going to beat SAP, or we're going to beat AWS, or hey, come on." And so that is more the competitive types who do this. Typically, also people who like to be active sports, who are not scared of a challenge. But as I said, you don't have to be. But you see that those people tend to, yeah, oh, this is cool. This is something new. I want to do this. It's a challenge. And they pull the rest with them.
Now, as an expert in bringing teams together, having been through the pandemic, of course, it affected your industry, my industry, many industries. Some didn't notice it even, or did better because of the fact that people are stuck in front of their laptops. But a lot of people are going for that hybrid mix of some people going to the office, some people are remote. Sometimes there's times that you're there, sometimes they're not. How's that affected the Hercules Trophy? And does that make the Hercules Trophy more important for an organization to be able to get the very best out of their teams?
Yes. Yeah, so we're very happy because before the pandemic, we had to preach that engagement was important. Engaged employees drive customer excellence. Point. It's pure bottom line. It's not just for the sake of happiness. No, 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 and kumbaya, and no, 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 no. Engaged employees, and there are so many studies about it. We have a maturity model about it. Is engaged employees drive customer excellence. But what you see now is I'm all for 3 days, 2 days, whatever, but I'm all for clarity. And that's where companies are struggling right now. And so you need to be very clear on what you expect from your people. Okay, is it 3 days? Is it 2 days? Is it whatever? But make it very clear. I mean, I recently did a post on Elon Musk's thing where he said, yeah, everybody should be at the office. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, what a bad leader!" I'm like, no, 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 no. He's super clear what he wants, and he will attract the people that want to work for him like he wants it to be. So we always say your vibe attracts your tribe. Hercules Trophy has become a lot more relevant, and even after 25 years, it has become even more relevant. Why? Because if you then bring them together, it's even more important, because in the past they were together and they saw each other. So yeah, they saw each other anyway. But now, if you have the opportunity to bring people together, we always say, make it a moment that matters. Yeah. Don't just assume, oh yeah, okay, yeah, we do a family day, or we do. No, make it a moment that matters. Make it a moment where you show your culture, where you give, yeah, where you bring your tribe together, and where you build your community, your tribe. It's super, super, super crucial.
And celebrating everybody's part of that, and making sure, certainly from a
Yeah.
point of view, when we've done the event together, playing diverse music for everybody. In Dubai, there's Arabic, there's Western music, there's all sorts of stuff, Hindi. Everybody gets their chance to enjoy their music, their party, their fun, their food, and so it becomes really inclusive. And that also is part of the idea that therefore you become a more international community, even within your office space. When you start to understand the importance that everybody has something to contribute, long after the event's over, people can still feel that they're valued, and what they have to say, just like they did when they're at the Hercules Trophy, may contribute to the bottom line and make a much bigger and better company. So
Yeah.
people remember that, because maybe it's because of the fact that they've experienced it under kind of crisis adrenaline experiences, so it kind of gets hardwired into them in the way that a normal 9 to 5 won't. Because it's got adrenaline, because it's got challenges, because we're against them and we want to beat them, you can remember it for a very long time, and that's really effective. Now, where is it all going in the future? I know that your calendar is starting to fill up with lots of international events, and also business councils are starting to see the value of taking other business councils on. Now, that's when it becomes international, and just like it's a knockout of the Olympics. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so we want to make Dubai, yeah, our next big venue. In fact, we've been here for 10 years, but now I'm living here, so I'm really hoping to. Well, not hoping. We're going to make the Hercules Trophy super big. You should know that in Belgium it's 10,000 people on 3 days. Here it's we start small, but it's also a great vibe. But we want to make Dubai a little bit of a destination for the Middle East. And I think it's going to evolve that people from Saudi and from Bahrain and from Qatar will fly in fact, because it's also a great incentive. It's super inspiring, combining it with Dubai and visiting Dubai and having management meetings here and combining that with the Hercules Trophy. It's in fact a great incentive. So we wanna grow the event, and yes, indeed, we are tapping into all sorts of communities. The business councils are a great example of that, because business councils are this is how we grew, by the way, in Europe. And we said to the business councils, okay, guys, you want to bring your community together? Yeah, okay. You want to organize a sports day, for example? Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, but they don't have the ability to organize such a thing. They organize networking events, etc. So they don't even. Oh my God, I'm not even gonna start doing that. And we just hand it to them on a plate. We say, hey guys, this is the perfect event to bring your community together, and also to have that inter-country, as you mentioned, it's a knockout feel. The Dutch against the Belgians, the Canadians, the South Africans, the British, etc., etc. So we're starting to tap into those networks, but also in clubs, by the way, because what you see here in Dubai, which is quite different from Europe, is a lot of social sports. So padel, I'm addicted by now, but it's amazing to see it, and it's very close to the Hercules Trophy vibe. You participate in a padel WhatsApp group. It's just a WhatsApp group, but it's a community of hundreds of people just playing together, socially connecting, doing competition. It's always with teams. It's fun. So we're also tapping in all these communities, because they all need those, yeah, other ways of connecting. It's just crucial.
So, final question then, Eve. When we're seeing a world where the metaverse and digitization and the virtual world is getting more and more traction, what you've got is in place, in person, sweaty, running about, getting involved, sporting challenges. Do you see the future being a hybrid of that? So you could maybe have remote teams who are doing things online at the same time as you've got people on the ground doing stuff. Where would you see it developing?
Yeah, we've been doing online for many years, because the whole Hercules Trophy runs on an online platform, and teams are doing challenges at weeks and weeks before the event, to increase engagement. So I do believe it's going to be more and more and more hybrid, but I also believe that the physical connection will remain. I mean, I've got young kids, and I see that they're even more in the metaverse, as everybody knows. But still, I don't believe that we will. Maybe in 100 years, I don't know, but in the next 30 years, that we will change, and that we will not need that physical connection anymore. I mean, I think that's going to take a very long time before. But of course, it will be hybrids. There will be more and more extensions, let's say, of the event, so that people on other locations or whatever can easily join and feel the vibe. But I mean, I come from the festival world in Belgium, and of course, all these festivals are also looking at those trends. And when I talk to the founders of all these festivals, they all say the same. Yeah, but the festivals will remain. I mean, yeah, of course, it will become more digital, but people will, yeah, want to go to a DJ, and you want to feel the holy ground of Glastonbury or Tomorrowland or whatever. I mean, you cannot do that virtually.
Absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes up in the future, and it's a really exciting experience being part of that. So, thank you for inviting me to host the Hercules Trophy events. I can't wait for the next one. Just looking at the calendar, what we got lined up in this year.
This year, the next Hercules Trophy in Dubai is on November 4th at Terra Solis, powered by Tomorrowland. So yeah, we're excited. November 4th, it's a Friday, great day.
My birthday! Whee!
Oh yeah, yeah, I forgot about that. Specifically for your birthday,
Brought a few
we're
friends.
gonna have a party.
With that being said, it's an absolute honor to chat with you. Looking forward to working with you, and look forward to more amazing Hercules Trophy events in the future.
Thank you, Dave.
So there we have it, the incredible, talented, visionary Yves Vekemans, who not only created the Hercules Trophy, but has been responsible for pioneering and creating these events all across the world. Europe comes to Dubai and beyond. If you get an opportunity to catch up with them, then make sure you do. Join their communities. Even if you're on your own, you never know, you might be able to join an all-star team, and never say never. So with that, I look forward to catching you on our next episode of Speak on Stage with Dave Crane. Meanwhile, connections and all the different videos and links you need are below. I'd love to find out your thoughts in the comments section, and I'll catch up with you soon. Take it easy. Thank you.